What is up, everybody? It is G.C.R. Productions here, and welcome back to another episode of Exploring Abandoned Railroad Crossings on Google Maps. Yes, that's right, guys. You guys have been requesting me to do another episode of one of these, and, you guys have been heavily enjoying this series, so might as well make another one. So here is episode 7 for you guys for today. So yeah, you guys may have known already the memo of the series. We're going to take a look at a bunch of requested abandoned railroad crossings that you guys suggested me down in the comments below on Google Maps. And yeah, just to check out and see what the history is and all that good stuff. And plus, this channel that you guys are watching now has recently hit 1,400 subscribers, or 1,400 subscribers, and I would like to thank you all for the support. And this is pretty much my gift to you guys, another episode of, this series that you guys seem to enjoy. But yeah, like I said, I got quite the handful of requests here, so with that intro out of the way, let's go ahead and start exploring to the first crossing. Alright, so for the first crossing I'm going to start out pretty strong for y'all, is on King Road in Trenton, Michigan. Sound familiar? Yes, right down there is the actual active quad track crossing that you guys may have seen featured in my live stream and also some of my buddies' videos. But back in the day, there used to be a industrial crossing right here, which is pretty neat. But obviously, as you guys may see, I am currently in 2007 because as of today, it's no longer there, just the crossing boards are. And you can see a train going through the active crossing. That's pretty neat. So yeah, you can see, in 2019, it's just been overgrown. In 2013, you can see the cantilevers are still remaining here. But in 2007, it's when all the signals were in one piece. So yeah, what this crossing was owned by, it was owned by CN in the past. It was, used to serve a little customer or spur throughout. Well, it's not like a customer or like an industrial spur or customer that used to be here, but now it has been long defunct, so now this has been abandoned and taken out. But it's really neat what this has to offer here. So first of all, I think this either has a WRS or a Wabco cantilever, and all the lights appear to be L and W 8-inch lights. There's actually 8 high-definition pictures of this crossing on Mike's RXR website. Let me go there. Yeah, so here it is. This is the overview of the crossing on rxrsignals.com, and there was 2 accidents here. And plus, this page has been created by Rich Owens, if that name rings a bell for some of y'all. But yeah, as you can see, this has a L and W lights, light bracket. You can see the older dot tag that used to be there too by Grand Trunk Western. And this crossing also had 2 WRS mini bells, which is pretty neat. But yeah. You can see there's also a set of L and W side lights without any backgrounds, which is pretty weird, but yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, this is like, the standard side of the cantilever. And if you look at the background, you can also see the other part of the industry, which is just a massive bridge that used to go to what it appears to be a station. Back in the 30th, when I was collaborating with 2 other rail fans in Wyandotte and Trenton, there was like, some remnants of old buildings and stuff that trains used to go through. But now, obviously, it's all overgrown and abandoned, but it's still pretty neat to see some remnants there, and you can see as of 2007, the signals used to be here and whatnot. And obviously, really, since I now have the time travel feature, this is making everything a lot easier and better for this series. So as I go into 2013, you can see the cantilever, it's well stripped down to nothing. But yeah, you can see where the bells used to be mounted. It's just the cantilevers that are just sitting here. It's so wonky. But yeah, let me go forward a little bit and then just see if I can see any branding. It looks like a WRS cantilever. I think that's what it is. But obviously now it's completely gone. Rest in peace to there. But hey, at least we got this crossing with a bunch of remaining Harmon equipment on it. Yeah. It's still pretty cool to see, an abandoned railroad crossing that used to be right here, right in Trenton, where I rail fan a couple of times, I thought this would be a really neat starter railroad crossing for this episode. So, yeah, old CN industrial crossing, really cool with mini bells and L and W equipment. But with that said, let's go ahead and get on to the next crossing. Alright, so here's the next crossing, which is on South Roosevelt Street in Tempe, Arizona, and this one has been requested by a video lover, is Ticked at YouTube. Now, technically he did not request a specific crossing. He was wondering if I could find any abandoned railroads and railroad crossings in Arizona, or like right by where he lives, and this is pretty much like one of the closest ones I could find. Now, this crossing, I think it protrudes out from the Union Pacific Phoenix subdivision somewhere, but I'm not sure what what exactly this, industries used to be owned by, but it's another one of those abandoned spur/industry crossings. As you can see, as of 2011, the rails are completely gone, but there's some over here which are also gone. But yeah, in Roosevelt Street, it's pretty weird how this crossing, still stands, but obviously now it's gone in the modern era, but you could just see how much still remained here. Actually, there are multiple crossings on Roosevelt Street, from what I remember, and I was going to show them both, but yeah, you can see where the rails used to be, where the switches go into each customer. Now, from the looks of it, this crossing was an old Western Coal and Hayes setup. That or WRS, let me look. I can't really tell. I mean, the gate mechanisms, they're Western Coal and Hayes. I can tell by the shape, but I'm not sure about the lights, though. They're probably Western Coal and Hayes, and same goes with the bells. But yeah, that's one crossing on Roosevelt Street. Now, there's another one over here. Well, not over there, but like somewhere else. Let me find it. Yeah, I was right. It was right here with pretty much the exact same equipment, which is pretty interesting. So I don't really see any emergency information anywhere, but just to assume that it's probably owned by Union Pacific or a line of some sort. But yeah, from what it looks of it, the lights look like to be Western Coal and Hayes. Yeah, I can see the shape of the backs and bases of them, but yeah, pretty basic setup for like a little industry crossing. It is now sadly gone, as you can see, as history and time went on. Man, they took a ton of pictures of this road. And here's the other crossing that I meant to show on Roosevelt Street, and you can see just how torn up this is. And this one has the gates taken out. But yeah, you can see that the lights are Western Coal and Hayes, but it has a WRS light bracket on it, which is interesting. And the base also looks like to be WRS. But yeah, pretty neat how a WRS signal mast has a bunch of Western Coal and Hayes equipment. This one only has one bell on it and not two, but it has the Western Coal and Hayes gate mechs. Oh, did not mean to X. But as I go back in time, there actually did used to be a second bell here, huh? Somebody must have taken it off or something and took it for themselves. But yeah, as you can see, this is what it pretty much looked like. It looked like they gave the masts like a fresh coat of paint before they got removed, which is weird, but alright, whatever. So yeah, that right there was the next, crossing. Thank you so much for the request, Video Lover. I'll definitely, keep looking out for other Arizona abandoned crossings, because it's pretty neat how you look at it and it's just all spurs. You can see this one protrudes out the longest. You can see there's another one on Alameda Drive. Yeah, let's check out this one just for giggles. But yeah, let's go back all the way in 2007, the glory days, and it was a crossbuck crossing. But yeah, you guys get the idea. Some pretty neat abandoned spur crossings to check out that protrude out from the Union Pacific Phoenix subdivision in some places. Or this might not be the Phoenix subdivision, but it might be like a different subdivision of some sort. I don't know. I know it's Union Pacific. So yep, and just like that, those were some more abandoned industry crossings. And with that said, let's go ahead and move on. Alright, so here's the next crossing, which is on Randolph Avenue and Drake Street in St. Paul, Minnesota. And there is quite a bit to uncover here. There's some pretty cool stuff around here on this 3 streets. So first of all, you can see that the tracks, they technically still remain, but further down the line, they have been removed. And second of all, you can see that, this has an exempt sign. And from what I remember, this crossing was owned by another Union Pacific branch line or industry of some sort. From what I remember, it's partly Union Pacific owned, but yeah, as you can see, this has quite a bit of stuff. From what it looks like, this has a Rayco cantilever and some WRS 12x20 incandescent lights, I think. Yeah, let me go ahead and check on that. No, those are Safetran. Yeah, correction. Those are Safetran 12x20 incandescent lights, which look very, very faded. And you can see this has no bell in it, but it's like a pretty neat combo of Rayco and Safetran equipment. But yeah, let's go ahead and go over here to this mast signal on Drake Street. And you can see, weirdly enough, you can see that stop sign is both painted red on both sides. But yeah, so here's the next signal. And you can see the dot number on the dot tag, which is 379568L. Yeah, that's the dot number. And you can see the Safetran 12x20 incandescent lights sitting on the Safetran junction box and no bell on this one. And there's also another cantilever over here, which appears to be graffitied up, which looks very similar to the other cantilever. And you can see the Schmitz factory over there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, on Toronto Street, this is what this other cantilever is facing towards. You can see that this signal used to have mast lights, but it's been taken out. Hold on. Let me look at something. Oh, this is a safe train cantilever. I thought for a moment it looked like Rayco. Yeah, this ain't Rayco. This is an all safe tran setup. So correction on that. This is an all safe tran setup. I like the classic safe tran equipment. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. But yeah, you can see it has another cantilever. Yeah, it's a pretty neat, thing to see that there's 3 cantilevers and 1 mass signal. Why not 4 cantilevers? Cost cutting, perhaps. But yeah, now let's go ahead and go over to the cantilever, which has the one and only bell at this crossing. So as you can see, this signal right here has a pair of SafeTran 12 by 24 inch dialight LEDs. Well, that's weird. This has LEDs on the bottom and incandescents on the top. Well, these might be incandescent. I don't know. They might be incandescent, but for a moment they look like LEDs, like the lights that CN uses. But yeah, you can see another exempt sign and another SafeTran cantilever, it looks like. And a couple more of SafeTran 12 by 20 inch incandescent lights and a SafeTran mechanical bell for the bell. So yeah, pretty neat stuff to see here. So, and also before I completely forget this crossing has been requested by Railfan with Railway LEX. So thank you for the request for this one. And he requested multiple crossings, but most of the crossings that he requested were all crossbooks. But he said that I could just review 1 or maybe 2. But I think this is going to be the only one that I'm going to be viewing because I got quite a lot of requests to uncover in this video. So once again, thank you, Railfan with Railway LEX for the request. This was a pretty cool crossing. I liked it with all the classic safe train equipment and whatnot, and the weird setup, and also the crossing boards. Like, I like how they're red instead of like brown or black. But yeah, so that's Randolph Avenue for you in St. Paul, Minnesota. Now, with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next crossing. And yeah, you can see what I mean about all the freaking crossbooks that you like requested. Like, there's another pair in Randolph right here, and there's a locomotive down there too. Actually, no, those are hoppers. Never mind. And you could see the oh yeah, there's a couple of gated signals here with, more SafeTran equipment, which appear to be very busted up. And this has a E-bell on it, interestingly enough. But yeah, I guess, with that said and explored, let's now go ahead and go on to the next request. Alright, so the next crossing right here is on Verde Boulevard in Greenville, South Carolina. And this one has been requested by SCXF Train Fan, which he also requested another crossing in the previous episode. And I kind of sense a theme here today. For episode 7, we're mostly reviewing like gateless cantilever signals. And as you can see, this one, it's in pretty rough shape. So first of all, note the tracks out of service sign, which is like stuck very close to the rails, or what used to be rails. I mean, look at this. And second of all, as of today, I keep pressing buttons, sorry. And as of today, this crossing has been taken out. So SCSXF I cannot speak. SCXF Train Fan said that he was going to request this one, but it's been taken out as of 2017 or 2021, as you can see. But now since I had the time traveling feature, I could just pretty much view it at any timeline I want. So yeah, and for some reason it's not there anymore. Yeah, actually no, everything is still there. It's just the cantilever signals themselves that have been taken out. So first of all, you can see that this has an absolutely massive Modern Industries or WRS cantilever. I can't really tell from here. And you can see that the lights appear to be all SafeTran, but yeah, I'm just looking around and see if I could find any like notable logos. And you can see this crossing has 2 mechanical bells, and that one over there is very corroded, but yeah, and you can see the relay case buried in the trees. It's a pretty neat sight to see. This would also make like a good desktop background as I think about it, like a good railway aesthetic for rail fans. But this either looks like Modern Industries, WRS, or SafeTran, one of the 3. I can't really tell from here because everything has been shaved apart, but yeah, maybe I'll take closer looks at the junction boxes and see what this has been, branded by. And also, according to him, this has been owned by, I think, CSX. He didn't really specify, but this may have been owned by CSX in the past or something. So as you can see, if I go out, as you can see, it's completely gone. They completely grassed over. There's some chunks of rails still remaining, but for the most part, it is completely gone as of the modern era. But yeah, and if I go around and just look at the trail, it is, connecting to this line, which appears to be active. Yeah, let me go ahead and check this crossing at Bilo Boulevard. Bilo Boulevard, that's a catchy name. And nope, this crossing's abandoned too. But yeah, let me look at the dot tag. It is owned by the The Carolina Piedmont Railroad. Okay, I heard of this before. Yeah, I think this is supposedly one section of it's still active, and there's like an abandoned junction that protrudes outwards to like more areas and whatnot that has been abandoned. But yeah, you can see that this crossing has like a USNS gate arm, which is pretty weird, on a Western Colin Hayes gate mechanism. Or no, that's a Model 95 gate mech. Oh, sorry. But yeah, it's still pretty neat to see either way, though. Like, this one has a Western Colin Hayes electronic bell with Western Colin Hayes 12 by 20 inch incandescent lights, and I can't really tell what base that is, but yeah, pretty cool stuff just to see on the Carolina Piedmont Railroad. Obviously, this is like, that track over there is gone now, but if I were to go to the modern era, it looks active. I mean the relay case over here seems to be turned on still. So this is like the active portion of the railroad, but over here is abandoned. So I guess that makes sense now. So yeah, that's that by the Carolina Piedmont Railroad. Thank you so much, SCXF train fan. I know that you were like, oh, don't do that one, it's been taken out. Well, thankfully I got the time travel feature for you just to see what it looks like in, back when it was still there. So yeah, I guess with all that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next crossing. Geez, you can see outside that we're about to get our second freaking snow wave. Yeah, it's freaking Snowvember, folks. We're getting inches of snow in Michigan as I speak. Yeah, inches. Alright, so for the next crossing, and this one is on Cecil G. Costin Sr. Boulevard in Port St. Joe, Florida. And, geez, that's a long name. And this crossing right here, this one looks pretty neat. And this one has been requested by Poop. 10, damn it, my humor's broken. 10 out of 10 username, thanks for the request. And there's quite a lot to uncover here. So as you guys can see, this is an older WRS cantilever setup, which I really like because these WRS drop arm style cantilevers are my favorite style of cantilevers, fun fact for you. And yeah, there seems to be a whole lot of WRS equipment here. So as you can see, once again, another a line that has been chopped right there at the end and overgrown at the other, and you can see one of the gates still remain, but it's bent, but the gate has been completely taken out over here. And from the past, it looks like it's been owned by the Ann Arbor Railway. I can't read that well. Yeah, I can't really tell. It's pretty blurred out. So Ann Arbor possibly. I mean, hold on. Let me look at other crossings with this same dot tag. So yeah, here's another neat cantilever crossing that's abandoned on Avenue A, and it looks like to be the same story. But anyways, I guess we're just going to leave the guess as that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the equipment that's still remaining here. So as you can see, first of all, the gate mechanism looks to be pretty shot up. It appears to be a SafeTran gate mechanism. I think that's what it is. And yeah, sitting right next to a WRS cantilever, yet another cantilever signal for this video, what appears with a WRS 12 by 20 inch incandescent lights, or SafeTran. Well, this is sitting on a WRS light bracket, so these might be SafeTran from the, styles of it. Yeah, these are SafeTran, but they're sitting on WRS light brackets, weirdly enough. I feel like these WRS cantilevers always come with WRS light brackets, but they never use WRS lights on these, almost never. And you can see the bell looks like to be either a Rayco or a SafeTran mechanical bell. I mean, judging from the base, it might be a Rayco, or actually, no, that might be a SafeTran. I'm not too sure. But yeah, and then for this other cantilever over here, it's kind of a different story. So this one doesn't have a bell on it, but the gate is bent over the cantilever. As you can see the gate lights on it and everything are just hanging on for their dear life. Yeah, once again, another SafeTran gate mech and some more SafeTran 12 by 20 inch incandescent lights. And these ones, the overhead lights are 12 by 24 inch due to the bigger discs. But either way, I think it's pretty neat to see this here. I like how close together the cantilevers are, when it comes to... Yeah, these two cantilevers, they're so parallel. That one over there is, closer to the left than this one is to the right. It's weird because, they're on the supposedly on the opposite side of the track due to how diagonal it is, but still, I think that's pretty cool. Now, let's go ahead and go back in time and see if this has any, different equipment back then. Oh yeah, in 2013, this had 12 by 24 inch lights on the bottom. Or wait, no, those are the same. And this is when the gate was still there. And in 2009, it appears that nothing has changed at all. But yeah, you can see that the rails are still existing as of that time period. And same goes with May of 2011. But yeah, still pretty cool to see here. I really like the cantilever, so thank you so much for the request, but there isn't really much else to show here other than, what appears to be Ann Arbor or something else that own this. So yeah, with all that said, let's go ahead and set it back to the modern days just for the abandoned aesthetic, and let's go ahead and move on to the next crossing. Alright, so on the next crossing is on Madison Street on US 41A in Shelbyville, Tennessee, and this one has been requested by Xavier the Rail Fainer too. So, as you can see, guys, once again, another gateless cantilever. Like I said, that's pretty much the theme of this video, are just a bunch of cantilever signals. But yeah, in this one, it's seen better days. So first of all, you can see the rails are just completely overgrown, and as of 2022, this crossing doesn't remain anymore, neither does the rails. They completely chopped it up. But back in 2019, when it was still here, this is what it looked like. So yeah, in Shelbyville, Tennessee, Freeburg Productions was there one time. Maybe he did like tour this crossing, but maybe, I don't know, maybe like a whole lot of possibilities. But as you can see, this has a lot of safe train equipment. I'm not totally sure what line this used to be owned by. Like, there's no signs of like any emergency information at all, but it's just a crossing here. Neither on the relay case or anything. I'm not too sure about the history on this, but yeah, might have been owned by like a fallen flag or a short line of some sort that has been heavily defunct now. But once again, this crossing has a handful of classic safe train equipment, such as incandescent lights, the bell, and also the cantilever as well. And they also slapped an exempt sign on there. Like, it's an absolute banger of an abandoned rail crossing when it has the exempt sign on there. But yeah, and as you can see over here is the mass signal pointing towards Prince Street. But yeah, you can see the side lights pointing towards the gas station, and the lights that point towards, that auto garage or repair shop. But yeah, that's that. And this cantilever over here has, some different equipment on it, as you can see. Has another bell of some sort, but it has a different style of cantilever. So let me go ahead and just scoot my way over here. And it appears down here there's some abandoned Bethagon cars. What the heck? It's like so long. You can see there's a whole train just casually chilling down there. I gotta look at different locations just to see if it's literally blocking a railroad crossing. But yeah, you can see Madison Street. Here's another cantilever right here, which appears to be Lincoln Industries or Premier Products from what it looks like. I'm not too sure, once again. But as you can see, it has a different mechanical bell, either Modern Industries, Western Coal and Hayes, WRS 1 and 3. And the overhead lights appear to be some more Safe Train 12 by 24 inch incandescent lights. Or they might be Modern Industries. Let me look. They're probably Modern Industries, I can't tell. But yeah, it's pretty overgrown. But hold on, I gotta look at something. This looks hilarious. So if I were to go down to, not to Prince Street, but to Lane Street. Now let's go farther than that. Actually, yeah, Lane Street. Let's take a look at this crossing. And which is just a crossbuck crossing, but you could see there's a train. What is a train doing here, bruv? Come on. And there's it's blocking a whole nother crossbuck crossing that's completely turned to the side. What the heck is going on? There's so many things wrong. But let's go back to March 2009. Ha! And this train was here with flat cars and whatnot. Did a locomotive come down and pick all this up? What even happened? There's so many, there's so much lore that is missing. We're missing so much lore here. Can anyone explain what is a whole-ass ballast coal train doing here? That is so weird, but yet so funny. But yeah, I guess with all that said, that is all the show for Madison Street and also partly of Lane Street, where there's, crossbuck crossings, but mainly Madison Street or US 41A, with the cantilever. So thank you, Xavier, for the request. I thought this was a pretty neat one, especially with this weird crap going on. But yeah, I guess with all that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next crossing. Alright, so the next crossing is on West Oklahoma Avenue in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and this one has been requested by Danny Allers, and hopefully I did not butcher that last name, but thanks for the request. And continuing on the theme of a couple more of gateless cantilevers, I mean, well, there's only one, but yeah, one gateless cantilever at this crossing, and yeah, you can see there's quite a bit of classics, still remaining here. Obviously the rails, we're not going to talk about that, but yeah, you can see where the other other cantilever used to sit, and you could also see the relay case, which looks very beat up. And yeah, this looks like to be like an old Rayco setup. And let's look at the dot tag, and this appears to be used to be owned by Union Pacific, it looks like. Actually, let me go to 2019. Yep, this used to be owned by Union Pacific. So once again, probably another like industrial short line or branch line. You can see, you know, the big old tracks out of service sign, and yeah. With that said, it's another, oh no, it's another Safetran cantilever. Yeah, this is another like classic Safetran setup. I really like that. Like the theme of this video is like classic Safetran, Western Colton Hayes, and cantilevers. That's like the theme for this video. So obviously, you as you can see, all the lights are like Safetran 8-inch lights, and you know, all sitting on Safetran light brackets and a Safetran cantilever. And this cantilever does not have a bell on it, but maybe the other one did. Let me look. I like how they slapped the dot tag on the tracks out of service sign. Look at this. They slapped the dot tag on the freaking tracks out of service sign. That is so weird. So what? Is there rumors that this crossing may be coming back? I highly doubt it. Judging from the track conditions, this crossing is not returning. But yeah, let's go ahead and go back in time and see if we can see where that other cantilever is. Nope, not in 2011. It's been taken out way before then. And there's some people walking there. Let's see. Oh, there it is. There's the other cantilever. But yeah, you can see it's a similar story, and what it looks like, that looks like to be a Safetran mechanical bell, but not that I could tell right away or anything. But yeah, this is what it looked like. But man, even in 2007, this was in rough shape. But yeah, there's Oklahoma Avenue for you. Rest in pieces to the rails. But, and also to that cantilever. So, yeah, I guess with all that said, there isn't really much other things to look at other than these, you know, beautiful cantilevers. But, yeah, with all that said, thank you so much, Danny Allers, for the request. And I guess with that said, for me saying that for the 20th time in a row, let's go ahead and move on to the next signals. Alright, so here's the next crossing, which is on Stone Avenue in San Jose, California. And finally, no cantilevers, where we have a pair of mass signals here. I'm just kidding. I like cantilevers, but we just reviewed a bunch of them in this episode so far. So, and then this crossing has been requested by Savan Vogelslanger. I'm sorry if I probably completely butchered your username, but yeah, so this one right here has been formerly owned by Union Pacific, and they used this line for storage for some time, but it has been, you know, defunct ever since, you know, God only knows how long. But yeah, that's according to Savannah. And so let's go ahead and take a look at the equipment around here. It used to be owned by Union Pacific, another like crusty looking desert crossing in California. But yeah, so this one looks like it uses some WRS equipment. Hold on, let me look. So there's some 8-inch lights on this side, and there's some 12 by 20-inch lights on this side, which is pretty cool. And also the bell that's here. And I assume this is the relay case, as you can see. And then if I go back in the day, you could see that nothing much has really changed. Oh, there used to be a second bell over here, but that has been taken out. Yeah, actually, no, it has been replaced by an electronic bell. But yeah, you can see that the classic 8-inch lights are over there, which look like to be a mixture of Safetran and WRS, but yeah, I think so. And this one has, like, you know, some Western Colton Hayes 12 by 20-inch lights, perhaps. Yeah, all incandescent. I can't really tell from here, and jeez, I just realized it already gotten dark, so when I wake up the next morning, there's going to be a lot of snow. Yeah, welcome to Michigan, folks. But yeah, so I'm looking at the lights here, and there's quite a bit to uncover. Like, there's tons of graffiti. I can't really tell what's going on since, you know, Google Maps wouldn't let me move to certain spots, but oh well. But yeah, I guess it's pretty cool to see the, you know, unique combo of 8-inch lights and an E-bell and 12 by 20-inch lights and a mechanical bell, but obviously it's no longer in service, so we can't listen to it. So yeah, you can see an older dot tag right there too, which is pretty neat. So yeah, that right there isn't really much other things to show in Stone Avenue other than just the rails curve around, and there's probably some more crossings down there, but obviously it's been completely trashed up and defunct, so yeah, I guess that's that. So yeah, once again, thank you so much for the request. This was a pretty cool one as well. So yeah, that's that for you. With that said, let's go ahead and go on to the next crossing. Alright, so the next crossing is on Pennsylvania 899 in Marionville, Pennsylvania, and this one has been requested by Kirk Theron, and this one has quite a bit of history. Now, first of all, so Kirk Theron gave me multiple requests, like PA 66 and PA 54 in Pennsylvania Avenue, but I couldn't find those two, and I got, like, various requests, too, by Tom Jeffros, another one by Aiden Claggett, Anita Furman, and Landon Baker. Like all those users also sent me requests, but I tried finding them off camera, but I could not find them. Hence why the time has passed by quickly and it's already dark outside. So I very muchly apologize for the inconvenience for me not finding them. So if you guys want me to find them pretty easily, you can send me like the whole, address. Like for example, 4859. For example, Kirk Theron sent me the entire address, like 4061 PA 899. But he also sent me the request for PA 66 in full address form. But I looked everywhere and it wasn't there anymore, which is weird. But yeah, and also this is the current, timestamp, current only timestamp this was filmed or taken at, which was 14 years ago. So yeah, so as you can see, guys, there's a couple of mass signals, what appears to be some like 12 by 24 inch incandescent lights, either by Modern Industries, Western Coal and Hayes, I'm not too sure. And you can see the gate light on top of the mass signal, and also a mechanical bell of some sort, maybe like a Modern Industries mechanical bell or something rather. And you can see the rails, they have seen better days. This was taken in the winter, so there's a lot of crusty snow and whatnot around. But yeah, it's quite a sad sight to see. I even went in satellite view, try to follow the rails around, but pretty much they're no longer there anymore. So according to Kirk Theron, here's the history of this line. So this is this line right here was a section of the B&O line that ran from Allegheny River to Bradford, Pennsylvania, and it also became the Knox Decane in 1982, and the tracks were finally removed in 2011. So yeah, there's the history for you. And yeah, it's a pretty simple setup, just a couple of gateless mass signals, but obviously sadly it's not there anymore. B&O just, well, not B&O. B&O's now a fallen flag. Maybe like CSX took out the tracks or something. I'm not too sure. But yeah, other than that, that's really all there is to show for PA 899. Sorry, but yeah, thanks for the request, and sorry that I couldn't find your other requests. But like I said, guys, make sure to type in like the full address down in the comments below so I can easily find them. So yeah. With all that said, let's go ahead and, since this is over 30 minutes now, let's go ahead and move on to the last and final crossing of the video. And this one it's pretty interesting. Alright, and for the very final crossing in this video that I'm going to show, continuing on the gateless cantilever theme for this video, is on South Getty Street in Muskegon, Michigan. Now this one, this was not requested by anybody, but I actually found this on my own about a few months ago. It was so cool that I just had to show it in this video. So this crossing has quite a bit going on. So first of all, this is set into October 2009 because these cantilevers and also the rails were later removed sometime after that. This crossing right here, and second of all, this crossing right here, it has been owned by a sadly removed portion of the Mid-Michigan Railroad. So around the Muskegon area, there's two portions of the Mid-Michigan Railroad that run around here. Check this out. So if I were to go back, you could see there's a diamond right here that crosses in between. And you think those are two different railroads? No, the two tracks that cross over each other are actually are the same railroad. So if I were to go to Barney Avenue, and you could probably see the diamond from, yeah, you could see it from over here, which is weird because there's like no signals or anything guarding it, and you can see the active portion over there with the gated cantilevers and LEDs and whatnot. But for the most part, on like the more rural streets, these signals, this line is this line is protected by crossbucks in most, sections of the line. And yeah, I guess that's just Mid-Michigan Railroad's way to do it. You can see, their style of dot tags and whatnot. It's pretty weird how two sections of the Mid-Michigan Railroads, cross each other. But you guys may have seen that, as you can see, that past Getty Avenue, as you can see in Robert Street, they took out like a huge chunk of this railroad, like parts of it that they don't really need anymore, including this chunk that for some reason protrudes out like at a 90-degree angle. But yeah, as you can see, they pretty much just taken out like humongous chunks of the railroad. And here's the crossing that I want to show. Let me go back to 2009. There it is. And yeah, they just took it out, that they took out whatever they don't need anymore and just used the rest of it for storage, because I assume that this line is not very active at all. But at Getty Street, as you can see, it has a bunch of classic 8-inch lights, and this crossing does not have any bells on it for some reason. Actually, it may have one bell. Let me check. So there's no bell in that cantilever, and there's no bell in this cantilever either. So maybe it's mounted on the relay case, perhaps? No. So this crossing does not have any bells at all. So yeah, it has like all 8-inch lights, which I assume look like GRS or WRS, one of the two, or maybe L and W, because due to the visor shape on the top pairs of lights, they might be like L and W, WRS, and GRS. But here's the cooler part. So if you look closely on the stop on red signal sign, which is first of all inverted, you can see the font. So there's a good chance that both the stop on red signal sign and the crossbucks are cat eye reflector crossbucks and stop on red signal signs. Yeah, so which is like very very old and classic move they would do there is use cat eye reflectors on their signs, but but it's just really a guess. It's just judging from like the font, because usually you can tell by the font of like the signs they use cat eye reflectors or not, which is pretty neat. And also that's also kind of a sign of if the signs are like made of cast iron or not, which is also really cool. But yeah, obviously now both of these cantilevers are gone. I mean, judging from the box, these two cantilevers might be like maybe by like WRS or something. But yeah, like a very very classic WRS setup from what it looks like from here. But at the same time, I don't really know. My mind is a little bit foggy at the moment, so my history on this crossing and the equipment identified may be a bit scuffed. But yeah, I thought it was really cool to show this one in the video anyway. So, yep, with that said, there's Getty Street and the Mid-Michigan Railroad, kind of, which is kind of bullcrap when it comes to activity. And there it is now, gone. Geez, $2.59 a gallon, if only gas was still that cheap. But yeah, and just like that, oh, that location is pretty close to the Snug Harbor Wigwag, which sits at a museum. So yeah, just like that, guys, that was episode 7 of Exploring Epic Abandoned Rail Crossings on Google Maps. And I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely smash that like button and comment down below for more suggestions for part 8 of this series. And also my cat came to say hi. She kept on walking in out of my room all freaking day because it's snowing outside and she wants to go outside. But you can't do that. It's dangerous. But anyways, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the cool crossings featured in this video. Thank you everybody for the requests. If you want to, submit your request, go ahead and comment it down below and I'll review it for you if I could find it. So yeah, I guess with all that said and reviewed, this is G.C.R. Productions signing out. See you in the next video. Peace out. Yes.